Yeah, truly. Cooler and I'm flyer too. Jam. Cooler and I'm flyer too.
Welcome back to the show that's cool and fly too, A1 Forever Sports. It's me again, Chris Tip Moore. Atlanta Falcon fans, stand up because we have made it. Training camp 2023. Our Atlanta Falcons are at the IBM Center. Shout out to all subscribers. Shout out to all Falcon fans who are going out to the center, to watch the Atlanta Falcons in person, interact with those guys, hopefully get interviews, pictures, and all that whatnot. But don't even want to waste any time because I'm very excited about this video, very excited about this series, as A1 Forever Sports will be covering training camp, giving analysis, recaps, news, and notes on Falcons training camp 2023. And with that being said, let's get into day one and also day two of Atlanta Falcons training camp 2023. Welcome to Atlanta Falcons training camp 2023. Let's start with some injury news. Defensive linemen Calais Campbell and Eddie Goldman did not participate on day one of training camp. Campbell is on the NFI list, and Coach Arthur Smith said that Goldman is working through some things. Of course, Caleb Huntley was waived, but somewhere down the line, if he's not picked up elsewhere, he could be re-signed. Now, first off, tight end Kyle Pitts participated on day one with a brace on his surgically repaired leg. He didn't do a lot in 11-on-11 drills, but in 7-on-7s, Pitts was active. Pitts caught the first two passes from quarterback Desmond Ridder, cutting pretty well, which is a very good sign, but still, it's only day one. Pitts even stated himself that he is close, but not fully the unicorn we all know he can be just yet. Let's go ahead and consider Pitts to have a daily eye on him in training camp. On the defensive line, Lorenzo Carter saw snaps as a down lineman, completely different than his stand-up position under Dean Pease. Former Charger Joe Gassiano received a mix and match type of snaps with Grady Jarrett and David Amanyata. Gassiano got snaps due to Campbell being out. The defense itself had a day, and if hitting was allowed, they would have blown up some plays, runs in particular, and gotten a few sacks. With options on the defensive line, it could be the best watch of training camp. On the offensive side of things, Matt Hennessy, aka Matt Hendog, took first team snaps at left guard. Totally foreseen, as he took the same snaps at spring practice. Second team seeing Matthew Bergeron take snaps at left guard, and it may be Hennessy's job to lose, just another thing to watch for between him, Bergeron. As for Jalen Mayfield, he got a few snaps at right tackle, but that's about it. Now, okay guys, this is just day one. Quarterback Desmond Ridder went 5 for 9, including 2 interceptions. One was a bad throw to Drake London, and the second being a tip pass at the line of scrimmage. No pads yet, so let's take that into account, as a few passes sailed on Ridder. The guy doesn't know his own strength. The offense as a whole had a slow start to training camp. A few bad snaps from reserves, and a false start from Caleb McGarry. Tighten up, Caleb. Let's chalk it up to everybody just being ready to get to work, and I believe as training camp progresses, everyone will get better. The first team corners were AJ Terrell, Jeff Okudah, and good old D. Alford at nickel. Second team was Cornell Armstrong, Trey Flowers, and Mike Hughes at nickel. Let's see how Darren Hall gets his snaps. He's someone who I said is on the hot seat to even make the team. Another guy I said, Jalen Hopkins, even seen the field and produced an INT on day one. He's another player to keep an eye on. Lastly, let's talk about these linebackers. It was a lot of Troy Anderson and Caden Ellis at interior linebacker, while they had Michael Walker using him all over the place as outside linebacker situations to round out day 1 of Falcons training camp 2023. Now hold on now, because we're about to get into day 2 of Falcons training camp. Now day 2, first and foremost, some of the best fans in football attended practice. That's right, the Atlanta Falcons fans. Today was the first day of fans with a huge turnout. So shout out to all Atlanta Falcon fans. Injury/non-participated players were Calais Campbell, Eddie Goldman, and punter Bradley Pinion. Pinion missed practice due to a personal matter, not injury. Coach Arthur Smith did say, give Calais Campbell at least 10 days as they want to be smart with his undisclosed issue. The defense looked like it meant business on day 2 of training camp, having a number of pass breakups, over 7 according to reports. This includes 3 in receiver versus defender drills, a drill that you normally see the offensive player dominate. I can tell you that the talk of the day was Clark Phillips III and his interception versus Drake London in one-on-ones. Coach Arthur Smith said that Phillips didn't back down, and those are the kind of guys that you want. And I say, indeed. Quickly, let me talk about Jalen Hawkins, who recorded his second pick of training camp. Wednesday against Desmond Ridder, and Thursday versus Taylor Heineke in 11-on-11s. Hawkins is impressing the coaches during training camp. Day 2 for Desmond Ridder was much better. He went 7 for 11, no touchdowns, but no picks. And each day has been better than the last. Falcon fans have seen this before, as Ridder's last 4 games went similar, getting better each game with more reps. Running back Bijan Robinson was on the field turning heads with his ability and vision on runs. His stick cut after receiving a pass from Ridder had the fans lit. He's definitely going to be a special player, and a lot of people was able to see it. A lot of fans were able to see it with their own eyes. Punt return will be interesting, as you had Mike Hughes, D. Alford, Penny Hart, Xavier Malone, and more auditioning for returner. It's worth noting that Mike Hughes took the most snaps out the bunch. Lastly, to round out day 2 of Falcons training camp, the offensive line did have a better day. They just only had a few penalties. One on Jalen Mayfield, another on Matthew Bergeron. But it's only day 2. We're talking about practice here. So stay encouraged, and I'm gonna keep you guys informed on what's going on in Atlanta Falcons training camp 2023. And I will be back for day 3 of Falcons training camp tomorrow. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Until next time, peace and blessings to you. Be generational, because there's always time to be. Why settle for less when you can have more with the vision? And come on back to the show that's cool and fly too. A1 Forever Sports with Chris Tip Moore. Peace and blessings to you. Rise up, and I'll holler.
A1. Yeah, truly. Cooler and I'm flyer too. Jam. Cooler and I'm flyer too.